So over the past sort of 10 days or so, you would have seen this guy here, André Trindade, regularly linked with a move to Manchester United. But who is the Fluminense midfielder, and why does Ten Hag want him? Well, of course, that's what we're going to discuss today. But before we discuss that, we first need to look at Andre's thoughts on the rumours going around at the moment. He said this, that he didn't know basically about the interest and that he doesn't think anything came of it. Not sure what that means. We're in November, there's the final stretch of the Brazilian Championship, there's the World Cup qualifiers, but I'm very happy. Casemiro is a guy who has a huge career. I try to talk to him a lot when I'm with the national team. He's a person who gives me a lot of advice, he's a great leader, and all I can do is continue playing well, and I'm happy with all of these surveys and comments. So, you know, the fact that Andre's even addressed it makes it an interesting topic to talk about, because it means there's perhaps just something going on with this whole situation. So let's head over to the tactical board. Why do Manchester United want Andre? Well, I'll tell you the main reason. The main reason that United would want a midfielder like Andre is because he's a specialist at keeping the ball for his side. If you look at this United midfield here, which has tended to be Erik Ten Hag's preferred midfield over the past 2 seasons, Casemiro likes to get the ball forward a lot. Bruno Fernandes does as well. Eriksen not quite as much, although he's still a forward first thinker. Whereas, when you bring someone like Andre into the side, this is now a high volume retention midfielder. Now, what do I mean when I say a high volume midfielder? A high volume midfielder is someone who does stuff in high quantity. So this is a player which has a lot of touches on the ball during a 90-minute match, and therefore a lot of passes. But importantly, he's very, very safe with his passing. Now, that doesn't mean he's boring and dull. He will sometimes look to go forward, play the ball through the lines. But his first thought is always, can I pass the ball and keep it for my side? And we can see this in his passing FBref report here. Passes completed, the 99th percentile. That's high volume. But if we look at pass completion for short passes, 95.9%, which is a 99th percentile. Pass completion for medium range passes, the 99th percentile. And pass completion for long range passes, the 96th percentile. Which clearly shows this is a guy who completes his passes. So not only does he get on the ball a lot and, you know, control tempo, he's keeping possession for his side. And I think that is something which United vitally need. Someone who, when they get the ball, rather than looking to cannon it forward straight away, they're looking to slow it down, control the tempo, and dictate the game. In a way which players at Manchester City do it, someone like Rodri, for example. Andre is that sort of player. His first thought is, how can I keep possession for my side? But that doesn't only just come down to his passing. It also comes down to things like press resistance and ball protection. Andre is a very good player at protecting the ball and keeping the ball for his side. So let's say someone like, let's say he was at United. Sandro Martinez is going to play the ball in towards him, and he's got someone on his back. He's really good at having that kind of check over his shoulder to know where players are, so that when he receives the ball, he is now press resistant, allowing him to turn, getting his hips really low to the ground. His balance is really good, and so is his agility, allowing him to get low, and then he's got that turning circle, the ability to turn 360 degrees and manoeuvre his way out of these situations. And of course, we've spoke time and time again about the importance of this. So let's say the opposition are pressing nice and high on United like this. Some teams will even go really aggressive all the way to a man-to-man press. We've seen that plenty of times this season already. Now, currently the issue that United have is not many of these players for United can win their 1-versus-1 duels. However, the second you pass the ball into someone like Andre, who again scans, checks his surroundings, but then turns his player, now you're into a really promising situation. Because now the opposition have to react. They've gone man for man, but now they're a man down because Andre is so good that he beats his player, allowing him to now carry the ball forward. And he's also quite a powerful runner through the centre of the pitch. He's got good upper body strength, so when players are trying to kind of pull him down, he's very good at maintaining the ability to stay on his feet, basically, and drive forward through the pitch. And again, this is something else which is reflected in his FBref report, his take on FBref. Take-ons attempted to 76th percentile. So he's attempting 2.16 take-ons per 90 minutes, but successful take-ons the 87th percentile. So the fact that his successful take-ons is higher than his take-ons attempted in terms of percentile ranking shows that he's actually very, very effective when he does it. And in terms of successful take-on percentage, the 84th percentile. But then lower down, the carries, the 99th percentile, and also progressive carrying distance, the 99th percentile. Again, someone who gets on the ball well in deep areas, protects the ball, but also has this way of progressing the ball for his side. So yes, largely he does keep it quite safe. He does kind of spray passes about, but he also does look to move the ball forward. He can carry the ball forward through the thirds. He can open up with a more expansive passing range. Now, in terms of his long passing, perhaps that's something which could do with a bit more work, switches of play, things like that. more about seeing it on a more regular basis, although I think that might be largely due to the way that Fluminense currently play. However, if we really go back to that press resistance, because for me, this is the thing which impresses me the most. Because I would say it's the thing which is lacking the most currently in the United side. So we can see it here. We've got the right back in this position, just by me. And André is going to receive the ball in midfield. And we can see that this the opposition player is looking to close him down. He's looking to kind of steam in, put him under pressure. However, André has a really good ability to scan what's around him. So first of all, he puts his studs on the ball, playing with natural pauser. Now you'll see on this zoomed in picture that he's just checking his left shoulder to see this guy coming in, which means that by the time this guy gets there, André already knew he was coming. Now we can see how low to the ground he is, that agility, that balance as well, though we can see he's in a really low position here, allowing him to turn. And it's really difficult for the defenders, basically, to turn with the same speed which he does, allowing André to get the advantage and stride his way forward, carry the ball forward. Something which none of United's deep midfielders can do. Mason Mount is closest thing to this, but Mason Mount is still not press resistant. And I think this is an area where André has really developed over the past 7 months. I've done a video 7 months ago. I think this is an area where he's really grown and improved. We've got another situation here. This time it's a centre-back playing the ball into the feet of André in a more centralised area. An area where it's very busy, very compact. Imagine Christian Eriksen, Casemiro, perhaps Scott McTominay receiving the ball in this sort of position, typically for United. What André does, once again, is he gets his foot on the ball, but also we can just see that he has got his head. This picture doesn't quite capture it, but he is just looking to his left to check what's coming to tackle him. And it means that, again, by the time the player gets there, his body positioning is, again, super low to the ground. His balance is incredible. He just turns the guy and strides forward. It's very, very good. Again, imagine someone like Casemiro doing it. It's difficult to imagine, really, because it just doesn't happen. And then we go on to his next clip here, where this one is less about press resistance, this is more about ball carrying. We can see he's got 2 opposition players on him here. He's just going to stride forward. Now, what you will notice is the upper body strength here. There is contact here. The other guy's pulling at his arm, trying to pull him down. André's got good upper body strength, good muscular physique. He kind of holds the player off, again, keeps his balance, stays on his feet, and is able to carry the ball forward. He's then got some really nice footwork here. He kind of tiptoes his way past this player, changing the direction once here to go to the left, then a quick another touch back to the right, again allowing him to carry the ball forward into space. And like I've said already, this is something which would be really, really useful for United, because United lack people which can win their 1 versus 1 duels in the middle of the pitch. Arsenal have those players. Declan Rice, for example, is very good at carrying the ball. City have someone like Bernardo Silva, who turns players for fun in these areas. Ten Hag has had someone like Frankie de Jong in the past. André ticks that box of being a press-resistant midfielder, but also a high-volume passer. Someone very, very good at keeping the ball for his side. In terms of in possession, I think the area I would like to see André develop is in the final third. Yes, he is a deep player, but I would like to see a progression in what he does in the final third, because I think he is capable of it. If we go to the next clip here, which, 1 second, I should be able to find it. If we go to his next clip here, this is really good play. André is on the edge of the area, the ball's going to come to him, and he plays this little clipped pass in behind the defence. Now this is a brilliant weight of pass. It's perfect for the forward to run onto. So this shows that André can do it. I would just like to see it on a slightly more regular basis. Although again, perhaps this is tactical role. Now, that's what he does in possession. In terms of out of possession, perhaps the question marks are there a little bit more. The main thing would be, you know, the intensity and the physicality of the Brazilian league compared to the Premier League is night and day. It's a big step up. However, like I've said already, André is quite big in the upper body. He is quite a strong guy. He's quite powerful, broad shoulders, so he can carry the ball in that way, and he can handle himself. He is able to put a tackle in. And he's quite a busy player, particularly in the high press. I think he's really good at backing up a press, getting high up the pitch to support his forwards. And what I like is that he covers a lot of ground and makes a lot of tackles without really going to the ground that much. You know, we talk about someone like Casemiro often dives in quite a bit, slide tackles and leaves space behind him. André is much better at staying on his feet and winning the ball with standing tackles, but I don't think he's a ball-winning midfielder. So I think if you are to play André, you probably need a big guy next to him, whether that be a Casemiro, a proper ball winner, or maybe an Onana at Everton, that sort of guy. I think André as a solo 6 would be a problem. I think as a left central midfielder here, you've got something which would really work. In terms of tactical fit, we've seen already he's got the profile to be what United need-ish, because he's still not quite that big guy which we want. In terms of what he would do in possession, it's a bit of a difficult one to tell. What he often likes to do for Fluminense is drop between the centre-backs, but I'm not sure that that necessarily suits United, because it means you're forcing Lisandro Martinez to a left, and I don't think that's where Ten Hag wants him. So it would be interesting to look at from a defensive point of view. Could he, or sorry, an in possession point of view, could he be a player which drops into this sort of position? Perhaps. I think he's got the skill set to do it. But would he want to drop to the left? Not too sure. Perhaps we could see it that it's a different midfielder dropping into that sort of area, and André actually plays as a solo pivot. Again, it's difficult to say, because at this moment in time, we don't really know what Ten Hag's true plan is, because we haven't seen him trying to put his plan in place because of injury. So I think André is an unbelievably good footballer, and I think he ticks a lot of boxes of what United need. Press resistant, high volume, defensively works hard, quite a strong guy. We can see here, you know, he fills his shirt, he's a strong lad. But tactically, it's difficult to say, yes, go and sign him, because we don't know what Ten Hag wants to do. So is this a wonderful player? Yes. Is he ready for a move to the Premier League? I think so. And I think he's going to be a great player. But is he right for United? It's a little bit difficult to say right now. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think he is what United need? Or do United need more of a big, physical, dominant number 6? Or perhaps that's what you put next to André. Perhaps you need both, André and a holding midfielder. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, because I'm really interested to hear your thoughts on this one. In terms of for this video, we are finished because there's only so much we can say without knowing Ten Hag's plans. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you have enjoyed it. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.